live?
Ciao, Juventino of the world. Ciao, everybody. We are back. The Juve Corner podcast is back and running after some big news in the market for sure, which we'll get into that in early the video. But guys, make sure to like and subscribe in this video and make sure to advertise it. Of course, that would, appreciate for our channel as we're growing. So, yeah, let's get into it, Angelo, tell me, man. Like, lots of things are happening. But first, actually, before we get into the big breaking news, I would like to also say, like, let's get into the Monday's game. Juve versus Verona. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's exciting because we're having a challenge. A little, I'd say definitely another step up from our last match. I did predict the score. I did say 3-0. So we have that on record. But getting back to it, I think it's gonna be a good game. Verona's coming out with a 3-4-3 formation, and we're coming out with a 4-2-3-1. So I think it'll be a good clash. Of course, we're having our captain maybe out because of an injury, but
Mm.
it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, no, big time. I mean, we're gonna have like a lot of players that are gonna be missing, which we'll get into that as well during that. But what do you expect from Juve against Verona? Like, playing wise, since we're gonna be having a couple of injuries, which we'll list it later in the video, later in the stream. But definitely, like, what do you think?
I think I think we have to understand our opponent and how they're coming at us, since they are playing a 3-4-3 and we're missing some vital guys. I think we may be a little more safer with the
Yeah,
playing. I think that's the best word to describe it. I think it's gonna be a safer play in the match because we don't we're not. I'm gonna say our risk is gonna be reduced. We're gonna be playing smart, try to get the 3 points, but I don't think we're gonna be doing anything at it. I don't think we're gonna do anything too crazy and experimenting too much. I know what we're trying to do is make changes, but I think right now this is a game to win, and I think it's gonna be a safer option with our 4-2-3-1 to get the 3 points and bring it home.
yeah, no, for sure, man. What formation do you think Motta will use against Verona? Like, what do you think? You think it's going to be like a 4-2-3-1, or do you think it's going to be like a 4-1-4-1 again? Like, what do you think?
On paper, from what I've seen so far, is and what I've seen is going to be a 4-2-3-1 with Fagoli and Locatelli as our two sixes there.
Yeah, no,
So
for
I
sure. Hmm.
so that's right now. And uh how do you I don't like I said, I don't like mispronouncing people's names, but is it Yildiz?
Yeah, you got it.
Right now it's looking like he's going to be the 10 for that match.
Yeah, no,
Opposed
for
to the other
sure.
game, we had him opposed to Como, we had him a little more on the flank.
Yeah, that's true.
That on paper he started more on the side.
Yeah,
This game we're starting him as our 10. So I think it's like I said, back to what I said before, it's a little bit of a change, and like I said, since we're also missing people, but we're still trying to experiment with obviously our changes, but it's gonna be a more safer approach.
yeah, no, I agree. Especially we're playing away from home. We're playing in Verona Stadium, and we know what
Yeah.
happened last game when Verona was playing. I mean, should we be a little bit more optimistic about Verona, especially after Napoli getting a 3-0 beating, a thrashing, or should we just play it cool? Because it's Verona. But is it because Verona were that good, or is it because Napoli were that bad? We don't know yet. But what do you think on that? Especially with Verona. Like, are you going to be very optimistic about them because they played pretty good against Napoli?
Well, that's why I'm also saying we're gonna do the safer option because they did a 3-0 win on Napoli, which is, I mean, it is the game where anything can happen, but
Yeah,
like any that's the beauty of football. Anything could happen, but that just kind of fuels it where it's like, okay, look what they just brought to the table.
for sure.
So now we have to Now we have to assess what we have as we're missing guys. We're reforming the team. We're playing a 4-2-3-1. How do we approach this? I think it's not I'm not when I mean safer, I don't mean like they're gonna be not like pushing it for attacks. I mean like we're not gonna do things out of the ordinary that we wouldn't do too much regarding like on the field playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think we're gonna I me personally I think we're gonna stay to a 4-2-3-1 because they're attacking with a 3-4-3.
Yeah,
So
you
I think
know,
the don't
yeah, for sure.
I
You
think
know, go
the
ahead.
sixes will work well there. No,
Yeah. For sure. You know what I think about Motta is when we noticed about Bologna last season is that he would always change the formations, especially against different oppositions. So I'm very curious if he's going to go with the 4-1-4-1 again, because he did that in the first game against Como. But during mid-game, he also likes to change formation during mid-game, as we saw Yildiz start on the left end and he changed position. So he likes to do that, the rotation, which I think that's going to be very key for this Juventus side, and that's why we're doing intense trainings. You know, we're doing a lot of that stuff that we haven't done before at Juventus. So I'm liking Thiago Motta as our coach. I like that he's having different ideas, but the question is he going to get it right? That's the question, because you could be changing all your formations all you want, but at the end of the day, if the team does not perform against a Verona that we should be beating, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I'm not saying it's not, because it's against we're going to be playing against 50,000. I think it's 50,000, 60,000 of Verona fans. So it's going to be tough. It's not easy to play in the Bentegodi, but yeah, no, I'm definitely optimistic with Verona, because they got the 3 points against Napoli, and Napoli they just signed Lukaku, so I'm wondering that too, with them as well, if they're gonna start competing again, because I might be right. Who knows about the top 4 prediction? Yeah. But yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, I just wanted your thoughts about the Verona, and we'll get more into the predictions later in the video.
Well, I'd like to add one thing real quick before we move on. That they've opened up the training, so now we're starting to really see
that's
the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, which is interesting, because it's now we're in the season, everything's rolling, the opening of the trainings, we're really starting to see what Malta is, his vision for the club.
Yeah, not for sure.
Which is right now I'm agreeing with you on that. I think it's a good thing he's doing. But yeah, it all comes down to on Monday, does he get it right? That's really it. Does he get it right on Monday?
Especially since I'm not sure, because we have reinforcements, which we'll get to that in the next topics, but we'll mention it. But yeah, let's actually move on from the Verona, because I don't want to spoil too much of anything, and we'll do the predictions at the end. We'll do more comments about that game towards the end of the stream. But now we got to give credit to Giuntoli. We have to get credit to the sporting director. I mean, let's talk about it actually a little bit about how he came in.
Are we giving him a round of applause?
Yeah, we give him a round of applause for that. Come on, we gotta give him a round of applause. This guy Giuntoli, which is the sporting director of Juventus, as some of you probably do not know. What a masterclass! From actually signing 4 players to now signing 3 in the last week, and we're still going after 2, because guess what? One of the signings, which we'll get into their names and stuff like that, we'll go through it one by one. But one of the signings that they just signed is on a dry loan, and I believe it's also if we qualify for Champions League next season, it's an option to buy as well. So that's also good, but it's an expensive dry loan, and also on top of that, he's actually willing to get another winger as well on top of that, with Coop Miners, which is supposedly coming soon. We'll see, but we'll talk about it.
Like, he's coming.
I know. We've been saying that for the past weeks. I know.
Coming this week.
I know. I think Juventus is saving him for last. Yeah. I think he's the last one that they're going to really push on, because they're doing right now. They're doing the easy targets right now. So definitely that. But when Giuntoli came into this team was I would say very I would like when he came into the team, it was disorganized. Like the whole management was gone. The new management came in, and he really structured his team, especially this summer in the Mercato too. He got rid of a lot of the dead wood, and now he's actually replacing with high quality midfielders and players, which I'm very very impressed by. And also he's keeping every single player on a low budget, on a low salary, which I also like. Um, but do you think that I want to ask you, Angelo, is Giuntoli making Juventus title contenders again, especially after these signings that are happening, which we'll mention them?
I think I can't say for sure, but I could say there's potential. That's my comment on it.
Yeah.
I see there's potential. Like I said, obviously we need to see how these signings gel with the team and what Malta's doing. I think that I would like to believe that if they're making these signings, that it's with the idea that of course that they're going to gel and it'll put us in a situation for the title.
Yeah, no, for sure. We got a comment from Miss Independent saying, "Do you think Jadon Sancho will be good for the team?" Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll actually talk about it in the next topic that we have about all the signings and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll come back to that comment. We'll come back to that comment.
That's definitely, I'll just say, right now it's a link with Jadon Sancho and another player. If let's just say if one goes, another may come.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely. Yeah, I mean, do you think that has Giuntoli helped Juve's environment? Like, do you think that it's like he's made a big presence that you either cut your wages, you either leave the club, or you get frozen out of the team, and you have to move on, like he's doing with Chiesa? Like, what do you think is that like? Do you like that he's actually at do you like that Juventus is having, excuse my French, but guts and balls, for example?
I actually think who's a great example of it right now is McKinney. They just re-signed him, and if you read articles that have been put out, is that he earned his spot back. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So there's no handouts with this new Juventus team. Your spot is up for grabs. You're not guaranteed your spot,
and that's for every player.
McKinney was one of those guys with Chiesa that were put on the outs. Next thing you know, they just released he's signing a contract till 2026. And then if you read underneath that, it explains the thought behind that, and that's what really caught my eye. And I think that's why our director is doing a phenomenal job, is because what it says was he earned his spot back within the team. Now it's earning a starting 11 spot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Fighting for that.
For sure.
So this wasn't just about getting into this wasn't about earning a spot in the starting 11. This was about earning a spot on the team.
Yeah, the team. Yeah.
Because he went from being on a list of being put out to now being back in, and now he is to work to get that spot back in the starting 11, because we have our midfield. I have to say our midfield is quality.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a lot of good quality players now.
Exactly. So he has to work for that. And
Yep.
I think that's a great example of why I think what you said about our director doing a good job, and I think that's a kind of going like a sidebar from what you said about Chiesa. I think McKinney in my opinion, is a better representation of his work, because it's like he's not tolerating it. He's like, you're either gonna work for it and you're gonna fit in our team, you're gonna create a way for you to work with us, or no, you're out.
Yeah, no, I mean, look what happened with with the McKennie situation, right? He was like one step away from going to another club, but then he actually realized that, you know what? I think he realized that it's not worth it. It's not worth going to another club for less salary. So you know what? He's like, I'm gonna come to Juve's terms, and I'm gonna, show them what I have as well that I could offer. He had 10 assists. He did well last season. He did well. He had 10 assists last season. I think that we could use him, especially off the bench, as a rotational player. But I don't think he's going to be starting, especially if our major targets come in, like Coop Miners, So, yeah, definitely that. But he has to fight. He has to fight for his places. That's for sure.
100%. And that's why I brought him up because I thought that was just like when I saw that article, I was like, that was a great example.
Yeah, no, for sure. But here we
But
go. Yeah, I mean, this is basically what Giuntoli has been doing for the past year, planning to do the things that he's been doing for the past couple months, not 3 months. So really, he's been doing a great job, in my opinion.
for
Um,
sure.
yeah, but let's get into now the big news about Mercato, the transfer market. Oh, big here we goes coming in the last few days. So the first here we go was the defender. It's Pierre Kalulu from AC Milan. He's on a loan deal with an obligation, I believe. Yeah, no, with an option. Sorry, with an option to buy. So yeah, what do you think about Kalulu to Juventus? And he's already started to train the team already. They already had his medicals and everything like that. It's all confirmed already. It's already done. But what do you think? Because we haven't had that discussion yet. So what do you think about Kalulu?
I think I think he's just I think he's a force to have. I think he's just a I I wouldn't he's not like a I don't know if they say like lights out. I think the best way to say it, he's just like a solid, just
Yeah.
like just like a solid signing. And I you this is it's very and this is where it's very hard to talk about transfers because you never know how these players are going to perform.
Exactly.
So like once we see him in like in a match and how he's doing, we could talk more about it. But like I mean, from what I've seen in the past of him, like I said, I think he's solid. I think I'm trying to be optimistic and say, yeah, I think he's going to do well at Juventus. That I mean, as any Juventus fan, that's like what you have to hope for. You don't want to say a signing's going to come here and be like, oh, he's going to do bad because then
Yeah.
why are we signing him? You know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, with Kalulu coming in, what I think is that he's going to fit very well under Thiago Motta's system. But the thing is,
Yeah,
my question is, can he stay fit? Because if you see his injury record, he only played 11 games last season. Only 11. Out of all the
yeah,
competitions that Milan have played, he only played 11 games. But the season before that, he was very impressive. That was, I think, when they won the Scudetto, if I'm not wrong. They won the Scudetto that year. So he played a lot more games then. But the question is, can he actually provide for the team and assist and potentially maybe some goals at least, help the forward line because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that he could play. But one thing I also like about him is that he's very versatile in the back. So he can play as a center back, he can play as a right back, he goes to play as a left center back too. So I like that
yeah.
too. But yeah, I mean, is Giuntoli so far cooking with most of the signings? So we'll mention the signings right now with Nico Gonzalez, Francisco Conceição, and who knows with Sancho, like Miss Independent said in the chat, Sancho and Coop Miners might be on their way as well. They're full assault, but we'll take a look at one by one. Is Giuntoli cooking, Angelo?
Um, I think for what he's doing right now, yes, I think he's cooking because not only are you gotta understand he's doing this with an it's not untested because Malta did do it at he did it with his previous club,
Mm-hmm.
but with you it's now you're no longer you're at Juventus now.
Yeah,
So they're doing this and it's all untested.
yeah, I
So
agree.
right now it's like we're doing this to see does this work? And that's the thing. We're picking players that we believe it'll work. So I think the decisions that he's making, yes, he's cooking, and I think he's doing it very. It's very calculated. That's the word and the best way to describe it because he's not blowing tons of money on it. He's understanding the budget and he's understanding the caliber of the players that we could work with under this budget that will be effective in our lineup so that come the match day we bring home the 3 points and potentially a title.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, do you think about like Kululu? Do you think that he will actually fit into Thiago Motta's style play? Because especially with the injuries, that's a big concern.
I think right now, I think the way football is changing, like you got to look like if we're Champions League, if just say Champions League is different now. Look how many more games Champions League has. So when you're talking about the injury wise, the amount of games that is being played in football now is increased.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you if you load up Champions League, right? If you load up Champions League and you click the standings, look at the amount of teams there. It's one huge league, and the amount of matches is has increased drastically, and also that comes back to Kalulu's that how fit will he be? Will he be able to maintain this? Will he be able to hold? Will he not be able to get injured and keep going throughout seasons? Like we can't lose him for 3 weeks and then have him come back and then something else happen and he's like, you know what I'm saying, like in and out like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much football being played nowadays where you have to be fit and for like and especially these are investments that we're making.
No,
Like,
for sure.
these are crucial investments and especially under a new manager with new tactics. It's like right now we just pray that everything we do is gelling and is working for the benefit of the club.
Yeah, no, Miss Independent, actually, we got a comment. Miss Independent says, do you think Kalulu is a risk because of the injuries? For sure. Definitely, I think he is a risk. It could be, but honestly, I think even if we lose Kalulu for a couple games, I think we're also covered in the back because we have Gatti, we have Bremer. When Danilo comes back as well, we also have Danilo that can play center back as well. So I think we're in the defense we're fine, and also we have Cabal too that can play center back as well. So I think we're pretty much fine in the defense. It's just that the midfield, if we lose some key guys, I feel like that we're gonna need to reinforce a little bit more, and also that on the forward line is probably like our main concern. But definitely I think it's filled back now because we just made some signings today, which that's why I'm saying that's why we were saying on the before that Giuntoli is cooking. So definitely, he missed a total. This is another comment. He missed a total of 39 games last season because of his injuries. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. That's the thing. Will he be back for fitness? I mean, he's actually training right now with the team. He's not. He's gonna be on the bench, I think, for Verona. But he is training with the team, so that's gonna be very interesting to see, especially if he comes off the bench.
And back to what I was saying about Clue with the because I just think this is like just something to add because it's a good point to bring up. With the new Champions League, it's 29 teams.
Yeah.
And it's one big like league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you load it up, and you see it, and there's 29 teams. So the amount of games that are being played there, and then you're moving on from there, like we need players that are going to be at full strength.
For sure.
But like what he brings as a player on the field is class. He's solid in the back. I think he'll fit Malta's tactics, and I think it will be a solid just player he's got the physical, he's got the brain. So like you said, he's going to be on the bench, but hopefully we can get a taste of what he has to offer and God willing, remain.
Yeah, for sure. Now, let's move on to our newest signings. So, Nico Gonzalez, here we go. Thoughts on him joining the team now, especially after we've been talking about him, but what do you think about now that he's finally coming to Juventus? So, what do you think?
I think we just have I am speechless. I just think we have a top Argentine player in our club that I think, and this is what we talked about. We did like a ranking on our top. What did you like our top 3 signings?
Yeah, we did. I think, yeah.
In one of our previous streams, I believe, where we were saying like who miners Nico Gonzalez, and I don't know who we said was what our third one was.
I think it was either Sancho. Yeah, I think it was Sancho.
No, but I thought this was previous to the whole Sancho and Chiesa thing.
Our top 3. Oh yeah. It was either Douglas Luiz or Thuram.
Douglas Luiz. That's what we were talking about. So I think that it's great that we got that deal from Fiorentina. And he's a good. I watched him play. like I said, I can't speak on him too much because I don't have too much knowledge on him. I broke down a few things of film on him, and he's just like a technical midfielder that has the work, but has the ability to get forward and bring the team forward into good attacking positions throughout the final third, which I feel is hard nowadays because a lot of teams are very like robotic defensively, where it's like they're solid, and if you could break that down, which I think you can, I feel that's what a top midfielder does, and we got one in our midst now. So
Yeah, no, I agree. And, he also adds a little bit of that experience, that top level experience, especially when he played for Argentina too. He adds that, cup mentality, especially to the forward line for people like Yildiz, Vlahovic too, because Vlahovic is still young. We can't forget about that. Same thing with, other strikers that are coming as well for, Conceição. Let's talk about a little bit about Conceição. It's a here we go. Francisco Conceição, here we go. I mean, thoughts about him? He's from Porto and he's coming on a loan, dry loan. He's coming on a dry loan, and if we qualify for Champions League, he'll be coming as an option to purchase. So, what do you think? Thoughts on him?
I think he's a solid. I think he's a solid winger that we're gonna. I think he's a solid winger that we're gonna do some damage with in our final third. I feel like that's what we also needed.
Yeah.
With someone who's got some youth, and we need people that could go 1v1 and attack and kind of break down the flanks and give us that fire up there. I think like from what I've saw and from my notes and what I've seen in the past is that. Actually, not the past, but pretty recently. I'm saying the past, but it was pretty recent. I think it would be a great vision to have him and Sancho.
And now actually, I'll tell you the breakdown now, because Giuntoli's masterclass, because of his masterclass with the dry loan and then the option to purchase right after, right? So for Conceição, so with that. We could actually get one more winger, and then we could get Coop Miners included with that. So that's even better than I expected, because we expected at least 4 players. Yeah, 4 players to come. Now we're expecting 5. And plus, supposedly we might be getting an extra striker because of Milik and Vlahovic. We don't have a Vice Vlahovic. So we might be getting a low cost. It's not going to be too much. It's going to be like a low cost striker. But, definitely that is going to be very interesting about that with the Sancho and Coop Miners. Juve full assault on Sancho and Coop Miners. What do you think about that now, especially after we just made these 2 signings today? And it was just in a span of an hour that we actually made those, signings. So that's why I say props to Giuntoli for that one. And now we're full assault on Coop Miners and Sancho. So what do you think about those 2? And we'll come back to Miss Independent's comment there with Sancho. So
yeah. Before I answer that, I would like to say that I think Mota was he spoke very highly of Conceição. He's going to be a top winger. He thinks that's going to be he's going to gel with us right away, and I think he's right. But that's a guy that he had on his not you say like a hit list, but like that was like his like people that he was targeting for. He wanted that. But I think the Sancho situation is going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, me too. I feel like that he's like Sancho, the Sancho deal is actually going to be way more difficult because of his wages. He's actually earning 18 million euros plus bonuses, so it actually adds up to 21 million euros at Manchester United. So it's going to be very hard to get him down a lot lower in the wages, because that's and also he's been having
it's gonna be in a short span of time.
Exactly, because we only have a week. We have a week left. As of today, we have at least a week left in the Mercato, so we need to start moving things along. So definitely that. that's going to be probably one of the most things. But we'll go back to Miss Independent's comment. I had it before. Right here. Do you think Jadon Sancho will be good for the team? Yes and no at the same time. And I'll tell you why. But Angel, what do you think about that comment?
I think yes in a way because he has some flair in that attacking third, and he has stuff to offer. I don't know 100% if that's gonna. I don't know if the style he's gonna flow with that 100%. I'm not. I don't have too much knowledge on that, and I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like off the tongue it kind of like sounds weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not for sure.
Like Sancho at Juventus, but I feel like his ability, like if you're just taking like his strict ability as a player and you're thinking, okay, bring this to Juventus, I think his dribbling ability is class. I feel like he does a great job with that. So I feel he will be able to obviously get into good positions for 1v1s, get some crosses in, cut in, do that, which is his strengths, and I feel like that's good for Juventus.
And his skills too. His skills.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like his dribbling and everything. He's very crafty in that sense. He can navigate through situations which a lot of players can't do. It's a trait that's of course I'd say one of the best to have, but I don't want to get too much into that. But I think he could be good. I don't know. I feel like he's not like a player like Conceição. I could be like, okay, yeah, I think he's going to be a great fit.
Yeah. No, I feel like
I don't know if the styles will align.
Yeah, I don't know about Sancho too. It's still a question mark if I would take Sancho in the team or not. The reason why I say that is because
and that's gonna go. Sorry, but that's gonna be a lot of work and pressure to bring him in because I'll say it now because obviously, and it's pretty well known to everybody that you're gonna have to, because now you have Chiesa. So what are you gonna do with Chiesa? You're gonna have to push a deal with Barcelona to take him in order to get Sancho in here.
Yeah,
so you're working with two other clubs, and that's gonna be hard because Barcelona right now is financially in the gutter.
The gutter.
So that's one thing, and getting Sancho from United, and now you have to deal with them, which is not gonna be an easy thing. And plus, like you brought up, the wages. We're not paying everyone the top dollar. They're obviously making phenomenal money compared to the rest of the world, but but when in the football world, out of all these top clubs, we're not paying the top dollar where he would get at United. That's kind of that's my thought there. With that, you're working with two clubs. He's gonna have to drop his wages. You're gonna have to push Chiesa out and try to work that with Barcelona because that's the club that was hinting towards him and that they were maybe trying to put the pressure on there. But that's my thoughts on possibly bringing Sancho, and I think I think he's a great player individually. Style wise, I don't know if it's gonna align.
Yeah. No, I agree 100% with you. With the Sancho, I say that he has his pros and his cons, but I have to say, I would say his attitude off the field topics, it's just horrendous. It's a disaster. Like, look at Ten Hag and Sancho, right? That whole saga. Now imagine if he actually starts that with Motta and Giuntoli. They'll have that guy out of the team like faster than you could blink an eye, And
things right away.
Yeah, and not just that, but like Giuntoli in January, if he doesn't align himself, that you have to do what the club says and also what the coach tells you to do, then you either do it or not. Because guess what? It's just a disaster off the field, and that's the thing that's holding me back on Sancho a little bit. I think that he could do a good job because Motta is looking for that kind of player that can, provide that work rate. Because he has very good work rate, and he can also defend as well. He could come back and defend, which that's what Motta likes. So definitely that. Style wise, I'm not like I said, I'm not sure yet. As any player that's coming to Juventus can always adapt to a style. if the club has one. Like last year, we didn't really have a style. We just had defense, low block, and it just go on attack counter. But this time we have a lot new ideas. So I'm wondering how we could see that new progression in Sancho if he does come. But the big guy has to be Coop Miners. That has to, the big guy, we need to make Coop Miners come to Juventus. I think it's a done deal. I think it's a done deal already. We're just waiting for Atalanta's green light to come to Juventus already. But that's what I think.
I think what you said about Sancho was a really good point about his off the field. Right now, Juventus does not need off the field mentality issues. That's that's the last thing we need. Like the unnecessary arguing and what you'd say beef.
For sure.
Off the field mentality is as crucial as on the field. So if he's not gonna bring a good mentality open to Malta style, then United could keep him.
Yeah,
and
no.
If he's open and he's good with how we're rolling and doing things here, I could see it coming. I could see him coming to Juventus. And maybe that's a change that both he needs and Juventus needs, a player like that. Because we definitely saw his caliber when he was at Dortmund for sure.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. When Sancho goes to other clubs other than the Premier League, I feel like that he actually is doing well. Like what we saw at Dortmund, he was so good. He actually, in my opinion, he was one of the players that actually carried Dortmund to the UCL final. Now, question is, can he provide that? Can he actually do that with Juventus? I'm not so sure. It has to be something. We'll see what happens with Sancho. But let's move on a little bit to Coop Miners. What do you think about that? I think it's gonna be at least. It says that after the here we go news of the both players, it's gonna be full assault on Sancho and Coop Miners. So I feel like that Coop Miners is already a done deal. I think that we're just Atalanta just over exaggerating. They're being they're being very petty because they don't want their one of the best players to go to Juventus, which is understandable. But at a certain point, we have the money that we're offering, plus we're actually going towards signing the player too. We have the money that we could get, and also we have the agreement with the player, and the player also wants to leave. Why would you want to keep a player that wants to leave? Atalanta, in that whole environment. I wouldn't even want if you want to leave, you leave. That's what I would do. I'll take the money. Listen, if I was Atalanta, I would I'll take the money because in a year, right? If he doesn't play, his value is going to go down and he's going to probably end up leaving anyway. Same thing with, I think his contract ends next year or 2 years, in 2 years. So he could just wait it out. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal, but like I said, I think that Coop Miners is a done deal for Juventus and he's going to be coming at least, the last coming days.
Yeah, no, I was trying to do I was looking at certain things and I was like, man, right now they are just they just have that last grip on us right now with him, and I don't know. I just just let the man go if it's a done deal, but
yeah,
they just don't like us.
I know they don't. They really don't.
Really, I think they just trying to make it as hard as they can for Juventus because, I think they all fear the success that we're gonna bring this year.
Not just that, but the reason why, because they all these other Italian clubs, they know that Juventus is capable of winning for a decade.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the big teams, right? A lot of the big teams and we're going to talk about the 2012 era, right? Of Juventus, how we all built. We all got their little bit of their good players, and they all came to us, right? So we got Pirlo, for example. We had Marquisio coming from our youth. We had a lot of these good talents coming, and listen, I mean, I don't think these Italian clubs want to give their big players to Juventus because of that reason, and that's another reason that I would say that. But also I feel like the Atalanta is being a little bit more petty because we beat them in the Coppa Italia final. I think that's why as well, because we beat them not only once, but we beat them many times in the Coppa Italia final, which they probably were still pissed about, But yeah, for sure. I think Koop Miners is gonna come anyway. But yeah.
What was his price again? Was it 60 mil?
60 million. Juventus offered 59 million so far. This is the ongoing. This is the pending offer that we have. 59 million euros on the dot for Koop Miners. So
yeah, no, because I was curious because I was seeing some things that they haven't responded to.
Yeah, they haven't in like a week.
They haven't responded to Juventus's offer because Atalanta put them up and requested for 60. So that's why I'm right now I'm a little hesitant about Koop Miners because it's like
it's a lot of money.
We got a week. It's a lot of money that we're gonna have to shell out for him, and if we do it, right now that's a guy that, because I know that's where a lot of our focus is on and is developing and fixing our midfield up. So if we get him and he does, just say I'm hoping he does well, but if he doesn't, that's a big loss for us. But we got a week left. We got this. What is it? Do we even have a week left?
No, after Conceição is a left player, I believe, and also they're all versatile. That's one thing that Juventus did very well.
I'm saying time wise, do we have a week left to make?
Oh yeah. But even on the last day, it could be like we can make the signing like in the last hour, even in the last minute, we can make the signing.
Well, no, I'm saying because that's. I go right now. If they haven't responded, I go it's cutting it close for.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's either do it now or Koop Miners is not going to want to play for them, really. So they're going to have him on the, I think it's a done deal already. A lot of the reporters are already saying that it's really a done deal. So, especially, reporter, Giovanni Albanese. He's very reliable as well. So I think that's also a good thing as well. We got comments in the chat because sorry guys that we've been ignoring you a little bit, but we were just on the topic a lot. But Force God is here in the chat. What's up? What's up, Jay? What's going on? What's going on, Ali? Atalanta out here gatekeeping. Yeah, for sure. They just do not like, they just don't like us. So, yeah, for sure.
I think if the moment, I feel like if they let Koop Miners go, they give that green light, there's a chance for you'd say like a dynasty to come again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where we just go where we could go titles back to back and but bring that old Juventus back where we just own the title.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Like I said, we're definitely going to be challenging Inter for the Scudetto, I think, this season. Bottom line. Because like I said, if we go back to last season with the team that we had, right? With still an injured Chiesa, a Chiesa that for like a couple of months, same thing with Vlahovic, they weren't even showing up. It was just the team that was just scoring goals. We were just winning off of 1-0, until late January, like at the beginning of February, that's where we fell off. So if we could go half a season, competing at the top for first place and second place, we could definitely, under Thiago Motta with this new team, go and push for the title. For sure. It all takes is the mentality, that's one, and two is the quality of our midfield and players that we could create those chances, and that's why I think that's been a big upgrade. That's why I like personally. But yeah, let's okay, yeah. Force God right here says, I definitely see a Juventus dynasty in the making. Yeah, for sure. I see it too.
From a Juventus dynasty.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree 100% with you guys that were saying that Juventus is making a dynasty. For sure, I think that in the next years, we're going to be ready to compete for every single Scudetto. And possibly, who knows, not this year for the Champions League, but maybe in 2 to 3 years, we're going to be there. to challenge for the Champions League.
Imagine that run happens, Juventus Champions League.
Listen, I would probably cry if I would cry if we win the Champions League. That would be nice.
We get our guys. All our signings come through. Everything gels in the way we like, and all you see is just make a run for the Champions League.
Yeah, there's not a lot of teams in Europe that are really impressing me this season. The only probably one I say that has like that drive to go forward is, of course, going to be Manchester City. Real Madrid, always Real Madrid. I don't really see Barca yet. They still they need to be more consistent. Bayern Munich, I do not see Bayern Munich anymore. I'm sorry, but you know who I think? I think I see Bayer Leverkusen doing something again. The same thing. Leverkusen have a good coach. Xabi Alonso is doing wonderful at Bayer Leverkusen.
I agree with you on that. I do have to say, I don't think Madrid's going to be the powerhouse that everyone's saying they're going to be.
Yeah, they're not going to be the same. They're not going to do like that whole... I don't think that they're going to do that undefeated streak again. But I'm saying like they're in the Champions League. They're going to focus on Champions League now. For sure. Because that's the biggest competition. And I think a lot of the smaller teams, including also the teams that don't have as much money, like Juventus. I mean, we have money, but we don't have that much. But I think that we have a chance. Any team has a chance in this competition. But
I think the best thing was look at Ajax their year when they made the run.
Exactly.
Like, who would have thought that?
But that's the thing. Ten Hag. The reason why is that Ten Hag, right? For Ten Hag, he knows how to get the best out of the youngsters. But when it comes to like stars, and it comes out with a lot of pressure too, he crumbles. Like he has Casemiro. I feel like that with the older players that the more. Yeah, for Man United. Yeah.
Did you see the tackle that he put in?
I know, it was terrible. It was terrible, man. I don't
even know, Gio, are you able to like cut to it and like pull it up like the screen share for?
Not right now, but I could probably pull up a clip on the Juventus Instagram. I'll pull up a clip for it, but yeah, it was bad.
I think people just need to see that because that was just that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Atrocious. He's a class player, but
at the wrong team for sure.
Like him at Madrid was just phenomenal.
Yeah, phenomenal.
But
you can't take anything back.
He's done. He needs to hang him up.
Yeah, honestly.
Respectfully.
Yeah, for sure. Force God says Gio and Angelo get to witness Juventus UCL in their lifetime. For sure. I mean, we almost did it. We almost did it twice. Twice.
We almost saw it 2015
and 2017 too. Twice. Yeah. But we versed guys. I mean, listen, Juventus had to verse prime MSN and prime Real Madrid at the time, so it's very difficult to go up against those two teams, But hey, look, we did put up a little fight, But like I said, the quality for those teams were much better, So, but can we build off that? That's the thing. We tried.
What was it? Was it 2018?
2018. We were honestly, we were probably very close to getting.
I was saying we were in a run there. Where did we go out? Was it quarters?
Quarterfinals against Ajax. If we beat Ajax, we probably would have been going up against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Come on, like if we beat Ajax that year. We probably would have went to the Champions League final and against Liverpool and maybe win it.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, we had 2015, 2017, and even 2018. If you think about it, I mean, we won. We got out of group stage. We won round 16. We were in quarters. It was 3 more games three to win it, but 2 more on top of that would have been. We would have been in the finals. We would have been quarters. We won quarters. If we won that, it would have been quarters, semis, and then we would have been in the finals. Yeah, no,
and let's actually check now as we're done with most of the topics of the Mercato. Let's go into our screen shared for our so we can see some Twitter stuff that we have here. So give me a second. let's do this. There we go. Done. All right. So, yeah. So, guys, I mean, look at this. This is prime right here. Juventus class. This is class. So we have Fabrizio Romano talking about Francisco Conceição to Juventus as it's a here we go deal done with FC on a loan. Like I said, no buy option as of right now, but if you guys look into it a little bit more in the articles, you could see that if we qualify for Champions League, we would have that option to buy. But definitely that's a good one too.
Just gotta. I know this is a little off, but Barcelona's winning right now 1-0 against Bilbao. Lamine Yamal scored.
There you go. Barcelona is actually doing good too. I actually saw, but they just need to get the players registered. That's always been the problem with Barcelona, not getting the players registered. Former Juventus player. Alexandro going to Flamengo. We got a couple other players. What do you think about Gundogan back to City? That was like back to City. Yeah,
it's haunting us
for sure.
It is haunting us. That's literally Gundogan back to City is haunting us. I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, I'm just looking.
I'm literally speechless.
Yeah, not for sure. Lamine Yamal scores with the number 19 as it says there. But let's go to instead of Fabrizio Romano, let's go to Nico Schira. Check out if he had any transfer news. They're talking about Lukaku is doing for Napoli right now as we speak. Here we go. Conceição will be. It says 48 hours had to be, and 48 hours will be. Francisco Conceição will be tomorrow. Enter in to take his medicals for Juventus. I mean, finally. He might actually be in the starting, not in the starting 11, but at least on the bench. They're probably going to be on the bench for this game. And actually, Gonzalez might be in Turin tonight or tomorrow. So, hey. I'll take it. You know? But yeah, definitely
what are your thoughts on that Lukaku signing?
Oh, it's gonna change Napoli, I feel like, a lot. It's gonna change Napoli a lot. I think Napoli's gonna start winning with Lukaku, and they just signed David Neres, if you saw.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Oh, this was 15 hours ago. But Federico Chiesa, we'll talk about that too. Federico Chiesa is getting closer to Barca from Juventus agreement in principle between the ringer and Barcelona for a contract until 2027. He's going to earn $4 million a year plus $2 million in bonuses, which is $6 million. And Barcelona are ready to offer to Juve $10 million plus $3 million. I don't think Juventus is going to take it. I think they're going to squeeze a little bit of money out of Barcelona to at least get to 15. So I'm not sure.
That's what I just looked down because I had to see. I had to look at the goal. Lamine Yamal just did score a banger for Barcelona.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Force God.
Pull that on Twitter. I don't know. I don't have it, so I don't know how it really works.
I don't know if I could pull the goal up as of right now. I mean, I'm not gonna do it now because I don't want the stream to lag on me. But definitely we'll take a look at all that as well.
Yeah, a great goal. So anybody who's in the chat right now and is curious about the Barcelona game, just you could check it out.
We might post a lot. We'll see. We're probably gonna be doing a lot of posting today because of all the transfers, so we'll probably get some videos then. And we're also, from now on, guys, on the Instagram, we're going to be pulling up short clips of our podcast, and we're going to be putting it on the Instagram. We're going to be doing it from all of the previous podcasts, and we're going to be taking little clips of the important moments of the podcast, so then, everybody can also see, and everybody could be interested in it. Forscott says, Danny Olmo with the face palm. Yeah, you guys signed him. It's the same thing that's going to happen with Chiesa if he goes to Barcelona. They're going to have to try to register him. That's the thing. So I'm not sure about
They,
that.
it's just like we just get like a social media post and that's it.
Yeah, nah.
That's we get the hope. We get the hope of a potential team. But yeah, great goal. Came off a free kick and he didn't score. It came in, ball popped out. Lamine Yamal received it from the top of the 18. Uh, Took an inside touch around a player and finessed it with his left foot into the bottom left corner. Great shot though, it was a banger.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
Ball was it wasn't like on the ground. It was like a low finesse shot.
Hmm.
So it was clean hit.
Yeah, for sure. It was a
Definitely
banger. But yeah,
definitely worth checking.
yeah. The next player that we signed as well as Nico Gonzalez, as you can see here from Nicolo Schira. Nico Gonzalez to Juventus from Fiorentina for 37 million plus bonuses included. This is going to be stretched out as a loan with an obligation. So until 2029, 3.6 million a year. So you see what I'm saying about Giuntoli with the salaries? This is a prime example of what Giuntoli has done. Gonzalez was earning like 5 million. Now he actually brought him down to 3.6 million a year. So I like
He,
that.
what I think his strength. He's a businessman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's doing a phenomenal. He's doing a phenomenal job right now, managing the budget and negotiating ways to. Yes, some players may have to take a little hit on their salary, but I think he's trying to inform them on the vision that Juventus has and that it will be worth it in the long run.
Yeah, not for sure.
And I think when the fact that he's doing that and like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I don't mean to repeat myself, but he's right now he's understanding the caliber of the players that he can get with his budget that fit Monta's style, and he's just attacking that, and that's
Yeah,
that's why he can make us a title contending team because when he sees a play that he likes, he's gonna go for it. He's
yeah,
persistent with it, and that's what you need as a director.
for sure. And Force Guy says, I just seen the goal. What a banger, for sure.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Definitely with that. But yeah, I mean, more on Juventus signings definitely has been an improvement. But let's actually, we haven't seen anything new yet. We'll see later on if we have any news. Like I said, we'll post it on the Instagram for the transfer market. But I think that's it for the transfer market for now. As
Yeah,
we conclude soon. But yeah, I have to say, let's talk about Juve Verona now a little bit more. With Thuram and Weah out injured for now less than 10 days. He might miss the next game. What do you think about that? Do you think that it'll be it'll have some sort of impact towards Juventus on a game on Monday?
yeah. I mean, he's a crucial attacker. I feel like they have good work rate to keep pushing. Like I said, Weah is athletic,
Yeah,
so he's good at getting up. And like I said, which I think he would have been good for this weekend, not this weekend on Monday, because they're playing not confirmed, but a projected lineup
yeah,
is predicted lineup. My bad, wrong word for that. Is that they're going with a 3-4-3, so it would be good for him to. He would be attacking. I'll just say he would be attacking one of the center backs. So I feel that would be good to get in and swing more crosses in. You're not dealing with the fourth guy. So, but there is a downside to that. Depending on how they play the 3-4-3, he's going to have to do a little more defensively
yeah, no, for sure.
because you have a wing back.
Yeah, no, and I think Douglas Luiz will start this game. Not
Yeah.
coming off the bench. He's going to definitely start with Locatelli mostly. But one thing that's good news is that most likely Gonzalez and Conceição will be on the bench for the game. And Kalulu on top of that. So we actually have a bench now. We actually have people that can come off
Yeah.
the bench and actually make things happen. But
Do you want me? I have a predicted lineup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's actually get into it. Let's do our predictions for Juve and Verona, and let's predict our first lineup. Like, what do you think for Monday? With the new signings also coming in.
Well, right now, this is what I have. I've seen is Di Gregorio. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's our keeper. We have Savona,
Yep.
fullback. Gatti
Mhm.
as our right center back.
Okay.
Bremer left center back as our three. Cabal as our left fullback, and then we have Locatelli as one of our sixes, and then you have how do you say it? Fagoli?
Fagioli.
Fagioli. My apologies for that.
Mhm.
Cambasio?
Cambiaso. Yeah.
Cambiaso, okay. Yildiz, damn, this is gonna be a hard one.
Mhm.
Who's number 51? I have his name. I don't know.
And Bangula.
And Bangula, correct. And then Vlahovic, we have he's gonna be as our 9, and those that's my starting 11 from a predicted lineup that I saw, and I'm going to agree with that right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my prediction my projected lineup actually right now. I think Di Gregorio in the goal. Bremer, Gatti as our center backs. Savona and Cabal as our two left back and right back. And then let's go in the midfield. I think Douglas Luiz and Locatelli as our pivot. Yildiz as the number 10 and Bangula on the left. Vlahovic up top and on the right Cambiaso.
Okay, so really the only one that you switched was Fagioli.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only one that you switched. Everything else, I said we were pretty. Backline was the same. Two wingers were the same. Vlahovic up top.
It might be Douglas Luiz. So what I think that might happen is that Mbangula might start on the right, and then maybe Leodis might start on the left, and then Douglas Luiz will be like that little number 10 as the number 10. Cambiaso will start in the midfield with Locatelli, and then Vlahovic will be up top, and then our defense stays the same. That's what I think is going to happen, but they're going to rotate. They're going to, like I said, during the game, they actually go and cover their own position, so they actually switch positions, except for like the back line. The back line stays the same, but I'm saying about the midfielders, the forwards. They usually, except for Vlahovic stays there.
They're very versatile.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that you're going to be seeing a lot of everybody everywhere, Yeah, so I think that's good.
I agree with you on that. And then, do you want to do score predictions?
Yeah. Give me your predictions for Monday's game. And we're playing in Verona too. So.
I'm gonna go with 2-1 to Juventus. I feel like it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a little bit of a fight. I think it's going to be like a 1-0 situation. It's going to be a tied 1-1, and then we're going to cap it with the 2-1.
I'm going to go with.
I think at the half it may be 1-1.
I think we're gonna make it 3. I think we're gonna do 3-1. 3-1 to Juventus.
3-1, you say?
Yeah, 3-1 to Juventus.
All right. So I'm saying 2-1. What are you saying at the half?
At the half, 1-1.
All right, so we're keeping it the same 1-1 at the half. You're going to give them 3-1. I'm going to give them 2-1. So
I think Vlahovic is going to score. Vlahovic is going to score. Yildiz will score in this one, and Mbangula will score again.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm gonna take out Yildiz. I don't think he's gonna score.
You don't think so?
I don't know, to be honest. Actually,
it depends. It depends on where he plays. If he plays in the center, he has a more chance on scoring.
If he plays as a 10, I'm gonna say he may, and then I'll take out Mbangula's. I'll say it'll be Yildiz and Vlahovic. But if not, if he's not there, if he's not in the middle, then I'm gonna say it's gonna be Mbangula and Vlahovic.
Yeah, I think so too. Mbangula, Yildiz, and Vlahovic is my 3 scores, and yeah, that's for sure. But I think Juventus will get the win. It'll be positive. Right. It'll be positive.
So everyone who's viewing, or if you just came in now towards the end of our podcast, you're gonna hear Gio just said 3-1 Juventus versus what is it, Verona?
Yeah, Verona.
Verona, correct? Okay. And then I'm saying 2-1. So be sure to watch the game on Monday so that you can tune in and understand what we're going to talk about, what we did talk about, what we may talk about in the future, and you just get to see whose score prediction was right.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll do like a little stream after the game on Monday if we have time. We'll see. But definitely, guys, tune in for that game. I'm not sure what time it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like around 2:45, same thing around there on Paramount Plus or CBS Sports. I think CBS Sports now too. They have it. So if you guys just go on your regular TV, just find CBS Sports anywhere. They probably will be showing the game too. But yeah, guys, that is it for our Juve Corner podcast show, guys. With me and Angel. Angel, thank you for coming on today. And guys, like I said, like and subscribe. Please advertise this video, and also like the stream all the time. Invite your friends to the stream. Invite your family members too that are interested as well into this. Make a nice big community for the next lives and live streams. So, and also follow our Instagram for more Juventus news and other podcast highlights and more. And yeah, guys, thank you for joining, everybody, and we'll see you soon.